Good evening. So I was inspired by my experiences in informatics with data visualization and digital libraries with hacking SVG and JavaScript. It seemed to me that there should be a lightweight way of visualizing data and allowing people to explore data without encumbering them to learn more powerful languages like R. In essence, preparing data to be analyzed by non-experts. So I created this site in an effort to answer the question of how many books that I've read in the past few years. This is a little trickier than one might think. I have some friends who think that audiobooks shouldn't count as reading. I personally don't count books that are less than 40,000 words, as I have a preschooler and I read a lot of short books to him. In the end, any viewer can decide for themselves how to count the books that I've read. By clicking on one graph, all the rest of the graphs update and change the available tables and the selection. So I did this using a combination of open source projects and standards. The goal was to develop something that could be used by anyone. So the technical requirements needed to be very low. In the end, the requirements are to have an internet-connected web browser, which supports cascading style sheets, or CSS, scalable vector graphics, or SVGs, and JavaScript. This basically is every major web browser that has been released in the past 9 years or so. On the server side, there's very little requirement. It is basically any web server can serve these out because it's just JavaScript and HTML, which is just text files. So what is this actually built on? Everything could be done in straight HTML or JavaScript, but I work full-time and I'm a part-time GSLIS student and I want to have a life. So I definitely stood on the shoulders of giants and used open source projects to make my life easier. Primarily, I'm using a JavaScript library called DC. DC has dependencies on other projects like D3, jQuery, Crossfilter, and the cascading style sheet Bootstrap. Each of these performs a different component to the overall project. DC kind of puts everything all together and makes everything work. D3 is what does a lot of the graph visualizations. jQuery allows for the selection of data. Crossfilter is what allows all the different graphs generated by D3 to be linked together, and it all is made very pretty by using the Bootstrap cascading style sheets. So the result is mainly one HTML file and a data file that in this case I used a comma separated value sheet. There's some cascading style sheets from Bootstrap and JavaScript libraries from the various projects that I listed. The main part of this is the one HTML file, which is about 500 lines of code, half of which is JavaScript and the other half is HTML formatting. The whole site is less than 1 megabyte in disk space. So what does this actually look like? So this is a snippet of the code from the HTML file. This would draw a pie chart, and essentially you plug in the values of the various things you want, how big the graph is, any labels that you want from this, and the result is what we saw previously. So I'll go back over here so you can see how this all works, and so you can reset the values and select various aspects of the chart, and it all updates. And the biggest advantage of this, in my opinion, is that it's completely transparent. Since it's all text files that you can download from the website, there's no hidden magic from anybody. Anybody who wants to go in and look at how I did it or somebody else did it can take the parts that they need and reuse it for whatever data they want to analyze. And because it's so lightweight, you can run it anywhere and you don't need any particularly complicated software. And that's it. I will turn this back over. Thank you very much.